So the Flames, a few different things. Obviously, there's, but think maybe at the top, the tippy top, because now we had said, at least I had kind of said, hey, if you're looking for the Flames to be big participants on July 1, you're off your rocker. You don't need to pay attention. Craig should just take the day off. There's nothing to be done. I think they made 7 moves yesterday, something like that.
Yeah,
6, 7. Anyway, right at the tippy top, Yegor Sharangovich, retro. He's going to be around for a little while. 5-year contract extension, $5.75 million per season. He, of course, came over along with a 3rd-round pick in the Tyler Toffoli deal. 31 goals, 59 points over 82 games. Not too shabby to have. If you want to flirt with 30 or get 30 every year for $5.75 million, that is a hell of a deal. So good for him and good for the team.
Very nice for the team.
Very nice.
I think it's good. I like how he plays. Pinder keeps saying that he can't be a center. I don't agree, but regardless, I think he's a good fit.
This would be a good day to have these conversations when Ryan's not here, just to just blindly
debate. Just pound you over the head with
blindly disagree without listening to you. He got a little obnoxious the other night. I won't lie to you.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah.
He wasn't going to be wrong. One of those types of obnoxious.
Yeah, it's just you are not going to be able to convince him in any way, shape, or form about why Jake DeBrusk would maybe be a decent option for the Flames.
No,
wasn't having any of it.
It'd be terrible. Somebody had told him, or he'd have thought of it, and it was just a shitty idea.
Yeah, Mike Gold brought it up, and it was just the facial expressions. Even like it was really it was hitting him right. It's a lot of that. So then Gold would kind of go into detail. No, I'm not saying that this is the perfect signing, but in this. So,
regardless,
whatever. And in the end, it didn't happen, so we don't need to worry about it.
Yeah,
we don't need to have 7 years of that happening. They did, however, do some other signings. They did dip into the free agent pool. They did find a winger, and I'm guessing if Ryan were here today, he may do a because Anthony Mantha signs a 1-year deal worth $3.5 million. Now, he would say the term is key, whatever. It's a 1-year deal. 6'5", 214, does not play big. Is big, does not play big. Last year between Washington and Vegas, 23 goals and 44 points over 74 games. I kind of thought he'd be a sneaky good ad for Vegas at the deadline because he is a guy that can get around the net.
To go, he can.
Yeah, right? He could pot some dirty goals maybe potentially, but it did not happen. He did not get anything done. So left shot winger, can play either side. This feels like one of those can't find the deal that he's really excited about. Where can I go and play a bunch and get some prime situational play? You're probably going to get into that top 6 if you're okay in Calgary. They'll find some room for you somewhere. You're going to get some power play time. Not every team's going to be able to do that for you. Put up some numbers, and maybe next year you get something closer to the deal that you're hoping to be excited about.
Again, another good signing, I think, because there's no downside.
They're not worried about dough because they have all kinds of dough, and it's a 1-year deal.
And if he's having a hell of a year, what are you doing with him at the trade deadline?
True. Could you exactly put him in a spot to get some points, to get some goals, and then be an option?
25 by the trade deadline, and then we'll move you for a first. It'll be great.
Yes. They're probably all on the same page, I would think, if that were the case. Also, if Ryan were here, he'd be saying over and over again the Lamborghini because he loves saying it.
Loves to say that.
Yeah, loves to say it. When you bring up Kevin Shattenkirk, he'll tell you Shat Deuces. There's just things that immediately trigger him. Ryan Lomberg is the Lamborghini. He's 29, signed a 2-year deal with the Flames. Now, if you're familiar, if you're like, I've seen I feel like I know this guy. Well, he did win the Stanley Cup just a couple weeks ago or a week
Mhm.
and a half ago, but he also was a Flame for a number of years, signed an AHL deal in 2015, spent a couple of years in with the Heats down in Stockton. Would you have seen him
Saw
maybe
him
in your
lots.
trips down there? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then signed an NHL deal, 7 games in 17-18, 4 games in 18-19, but is no stranger to the Flames organization. He's a agitator, shit disturber.
hmm Got his ass handed to him by that big bastard in Long Island. Wasn't
Yeah,
it him?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
was that Johnston?
Yep.
Don't fight Ross Johnston.
You don't have the reach, son.
You don't the heart's willing, but don't do
I
it.
like how he plays. I never understood why they let him go. He's the kind of guy that you need and could throw on your fourth line and create some energy. And I like the idea of bringing him back because if he does play that way, the rest of them can't glide through the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's going to be a drink stirrer and he's going to drag the other guys in because that's how he has to play.
Yeah.
I guess
sure.
he could be sitting on his fat wallet now and Stanley Cup ring and stop playing that way, but I don't think he will.
It is, and I'll be honest, it is a little fat. 2 years,
Doesn't matter.
$2 million per.
Yep.
For the Lamborghini.
A Lamborghini. But again, I think that's exactly what Conroy is thinking. He goes, if you're looking at the lineup and you're going, okay, all these guys here are hoping to have good years and they're professional and this and that, but writing's a little bit on the wall that maybe we're not going to be right in the mix as far as Stanley Cup finals are concerned. But we're going to, so if we're struggling, where's the energy going to come from? Like, you don't want to end up like San Jose 10 games in and it's like, oh God, what a disaster ride we have the rest of the way. Lomberg is going to bring some energy to the building.
He's not a deterrent or a intimidator in any way, right? Yeah. But he's a guy that's going to bring some energy pretty much every night. And he, like he had said yesterday, he kind of had a funny feeling about the Flames, that he wondered if it was going to be Calgary coming in. So good for him. I mean, here's a guy that parlayed a decent little NHL career here out of just about nothing, because he's not overly big. He's certainly not skilled. It's just his work ethic, his attitude, and his heart that have got him a Stanley Cup ring. And he's been a full-time NHLer. He spent 4 years in Florida, played all 82 games last year, got into 75
in the minors.
Yeah. So good for him. Good for him. Coming back to Calgary. Fans will like him. He's a fan favorite. Fan favorite. Now, the Oliver Shillington thing, it's just does not seem like it's going to happen.
I don't know where to go with my thoughts on this. So I'll just go with my gut and say, if you don't want to be here, get out of here.
Yeah, I guess so.
You've been given the opportunity. The team has supported you. I can't imagine they're trying to stick it to him. And even if if you're him, what's your interpretation of getting it stuck to you? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think they're offering him less than he made last year? Or what about the year that he didn't play and collected?
Yeah.
Is he making less than that? Probably not. I think there's and again, if we don't know it, but this is just my expectation, is that it would be the same, if not a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And the team has done right by this guy. And this guy, highly touted, goes later draft, spends some time in the minors, finds his way in a season where we didn't think he was going to be even noticed. And all of a sudden you're like, Jesus, I love how this guy's playing. Everyone's pulling for him. Everything's going good. And then he has that year off where things aren't going well personally. But the Flames stick with them. The fans stick with them. He comes back last year, gets in some games, is a player who would be given a ton of opportunity this year. Just like Mantha. Have a big year. Like, I don't think the Flames want him to fail. Yeah. I don't think they're trying to hold him back. Come prove it. We got to know that you're going to be here and be able to do it again. And he really hasn't done it. And if he's expecting to get a ton of dough and he maybe can get it somewhere else, I guess that's his prerogative. It just feels wrong to me after what the Flames and how they treated him when he needed them.
Yeah. And it comes down to business, of course, right?
Yeah, it does
He's
come
gonna,
down to business, but the business isn't such that he doesn't have an offer here,
yeah.
right?
And he probably feels like I don't need to do any more short-term deals. I don't need to do 1 to
Done
2
enough.
year
Yeah.
things. I want some term. Whereas the Flames, right? Listen, just strip it away. We just lost you for a full season. So for us to go in on a 5-year, 4-year, 6-year pact or whatever, it's hard to have not even faith, but it's not smart
Mm-mm.
to go in when we
And he hasn't
know
been that good.
hasn't been that good and missed the year and. So can things circle back around? Perhaps. They've got room for D, they've got plenty of cap, but it does feel like one of those things where he's committed to moving on, and the Flames have given their best offer. You don't go add to it now, because they do go out and I mean, it's just, I guess, final note on Shillington is now you've seen a lot of teams spend their dough. He's not an $8 million guy, so there's teams that could afford him. But I am curious to see if the next day or 2 or 3 pass. So now,
Yeah, what are you getting from somewhere else that's so
yeah,
great?
are you maybe as attractive as you maybe thought you were? Because the league has kind of spoken. I mean, whatever. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how that goes.
I-
But the Flames, pretty much knowing that he was going to be leaving, they're already thin on D. They signed Jake Bean, a former first rounder, a 2-year deal, 1.75 million per, with the played formerly of the Columbus Blue Jackets, was drafted by Carolina. He is the son of current Calgary Sports and Entertainment Corp Vice Chairman John Bean. I don't know if you knew that. Trivia. Wow, your friends at Wings today with that one. Left shot, 6'1", 176, played for the Hitmen with his junior, and it was a 2016.
Did
He
you
went in
say
the first round.
176?
That's what it says here.
That's pretty slight, isn't it? Like, I know these
Slender?
guys aren't,
You know what
these
it is,
aren't
Rhett?
huge anymore, but 175 is over 6 feet.
Fit.
Oh, okay, good,
So fit.
good.
His body mass thing
Index.
is just
The
so
BMI
great.
is
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's
Great
off the
BMI.
charts. Yeah. 197 NHL games between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Blue Jackets. Was traded for a second rounder in 2021 offseason. Couldn't break through in Carolina, but they're deep, at
They
D,
are
or at least they
deep.
were back then. Carolina really strong on the blue line. Now Columbus, maybe not everybody flourishes in Columbus,
Doesn't seem to be.
you know?
The potting soil is not.
That's right. Not everybody goes to Columbus and watches their career just explode. This guy was born to be a Blue Jacket. I don't know what else to tell you. That didn't happen. Anyway, it's Def D.
Hey, I like the kids that are wanting to be here. Go ahead, let them play.
It's from here, family tie, the whole thing. Wants to be here. Come on in and play. And you probably may be able to play a little bit.
Just
there he is.
hopefully the old man's not down in the coaches.
Yeah, see there it's saying 191. So
Yeah,
I don't
that
know.
makes 176 is pretty light.
We'll do some fact checking with the Flames Nation statistical department, but I believe that came from. It doesn't matter. Attaboy, Jake. Good to see you, pal. 26 years of age, just entering his prime. Retro. Think about you at 26.
Oh,
hey,
buddy.
right?
New to
The best is
Calgary.
yet to come. Best is yet to come. Some other minor league stuff. Martin Furk, who was a Detroit Red Wing at one time, and also he was an Alan Walsh client. So if you follow Alan Walsh on Twitter, you'd know a lot about Martin Furk. Justin Kirkland but another guy coming in. What are they doing in net? Are they going to look for some depth goaltending? They signed Devin Cooley, 2-year deal, first year.
The Rabbit Man.
WTF? Why that face?
The Rabbit Man.
Is he the rat? What's the Rabbit Man?
I saw something today. I thought it was Devin Cooley with a rabbit, hugging a rabbit with a Flames jacket on the rabbit. Check the Twitters.
2-year deal. First year, one-way deal.
Oh,
Is this our second year too? I thought it was the other way around. Anyway, it's a 2-year deal for Cooley. Now, this guy's got some size. He's 6'5".
BMI.
You played in the USHL, University of Denver, then goes to the American Hockey League with the San Jose farm team. Spent last year, he was a Sabre for a short amount of time, and then went to San Jose. Not a lot of guys go to San Jose as far as goaltenders and put up great numbers. So don't judge old Devin Cooley, old
Pot and soil.
rabbit.
There it is.
Is that a real rabbit?
That's a rabbit, from what I can tell.
Tis. Well, maybe he's got kids, eh? Maybe a kid's got a.
Okay, but if he's got kids, why didn't he have the kids in the picture instead of the rabbit? It's fine. Do your own thing. I just thought it was interesting.
So here's a guy, right,
Tickle
that's going to
things.
be able to. He's going to be able to play for the Heats. He's going to be able to play for the Flames when they need him, if they need him, right? If Vladar isn't ready, if Vladar has issues with his lingering issues with his injury and rehabbing and coming back from that.
Hippocamp.
And then the following year, depending on what happens with Dan Vladar, he'll be a free agent. Cooley will have a contract. You could maybe have a Wolf Cooley tandem in 2 years, or he may never play a game for the Flames. It's hard to say.
But a lot has happened. We don't have any clue if any of it's good or bad, but
He was ready. I'll tell you though, in the event he was going to sign a deal with the Flames, he had that rabbit sweater ready.
that's true.
You want guys that want to be here.
Mhm.
He's like, I was in Buffalo. I played in Denver. I went to San Jose. I've been just waiting to break out this rabbit sweater with the flaming sea on it. Finally.
What a relief for the kid
Relief.
and the rabbit. Can he bring rabbits across the border? Is that a
I don't know. He's a California guy too. Forget where exactly he's from. Los Sarcos or anyway. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. They lost some guys. Your boy Dennis Gilbert went back to Buffalo.
nice?
He's
for
going to be a
Gilbert.
Sabre.
It's a good
AJ
spot for him.
Greer, Greersy, he gone.
Yeah.
Florida Panther, 2-year deal. TJ Brody isn't coming back.
What?
No.
We don't have D.
Chicago Blackhawk. He's going to Chicago.
Wow.
Probably making too much money. I think it was like 375.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. But I will be honest, it's all still a little bit foggy because a lot happened yesterday. I was driving, so I was away from any kind of and then I got home and I was so tired, Red, because I didn't
Very tired. Long drive. And
I was fishing in the dark the night
Fishing.
before on the
Yes.
Cadillac Ranch and all that. Then I drove all the way across the prairies, and then big boy's got to have a nap. Got to have a nappy poo.
I'm just glad you made it safe and sound, buddy.
Thanks, bud.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.